Do you guys remember the good old days when we could play games all day like RuneScape and the only issue we had to deal with was dial-up internet? Well, what if I told you we can go back to them days, but without the dial-up internet? Well, let me introduce you to the world of EMBER. This game takes heavy references from games that we loved playing when we was growing up. But there's one big difference. This is a Rev3 game, so you can earn money while playing. So let me tell you the 5 reasons why you lot need to start playing EMBER. Let's get into it. Guys, there's so many reasons to be playing EMBER, but these 5 reasons I'm telling you now are my personal 5 reasons. And starting off, this game basically is a Rev3 version of RuneScape, because you can do all the exact same things you could do in them old traditional RPG games, like going gathering, mining, wood cutting, and using all the things you gathered to craft things you're going to use in the game, such as like weapons, potions. And it's so fun, so great, and it's immersive as well, because with this particular type of leveling system, it's kind of the same as RuneScape, where if you focus on one particular skill, that will level up one skill up. And more you level that skill up, more you get access to other things. If it's a combat skill, you get more battle abilities. If it's a crafting skill, then you can make more things. If it's a harvesting skill, then you can harvest more materials. And I think this is great because it's a great game loop, and a really good thing is players are already used to this type of system. So it's not too much for people to learn the game. As you think about it, a lot of RPG games now are so complicated. And for me, I love the simplicity of old games like RuneScape and Oblivion. So EMBER is a big call-in to these type of games. And for me, that's amazing. For my second point, this is a massive one for you gamers that are not too familiar with Rev3. But the thing is, in a lot of traditional old school games like Rev 2, what we call it, in the term of service for a lot of these games, it says that it's a bannable offense for you to earn money while playing these games. Basically, if you monetize any form of their game, you can get your account banned and you lose access to all the progression you have made. But in Rev 3, that's not a thing. In fact, earning is encouraged within these games. For all of you people that are new to Rev 3, EMBER is going to be a great game for you to learn all the complicated system when it comes to Rev 3. When it comes to NFTs, crypto, and everything else. Because EMBER is going to basically be a very simplistic RPG game. Not like the other games like Elden Ring, where it's so complicated you die 10,000 times. It's going to be a very simple game. That means people can learn the game so easily. And the thing is, if you think about it now, a lot of people don't want an overly complicated game. So EMBER is going to be perfect. And for all them old school RuneScape players, they're going to jump into a game and have a whole new layer that they've never played before. Which is, they can earn while playing games. And there's no fear of your account getting banned. But for some of you guys that don't understand like getting banned for monetizing a game, think about FIFA and the coin market. If you somehow try and buy stuff off of the coin market, there's a chance you can get banned because that's not allowed on the term of service. And the same thing with World of Warcraft. If you try to like buy gold and sell gold and things like that, they can ban your account. So that's why Rev3 for me is the future of gaming. For my third point, I kind of want to focus more on the EMBER gameplay and the world within itself, because we've talked about its references and how it can separate itself from the other games. But this game is so immersive, and you can already see that this is just the foundations and more ways to come. Because in the developer build, you can basically run around the world and do all the basic stuff. But when you've done the playtest, you can see the NPCs, the quests, and all the other stuff. And if you played a different playtest, you would have had the chance to try out the dungeon system within the game. So there's so many layers to the game that's coming out, and the thing is, everyone can play it, which is going to be absolutely great. And for me, the motto for the game, which they try to preach, is there's not going to be any paid to win systems. So there's not going to be any paywalls to be able to play within the game, which are going to be great and allow the onboarding and the player experience to be absolutely amazing. But the immersion of the game is just a calling back to its traditional RPG roots, where you run around, defeat monsters, collect loot, gather things, and level up your character by getting it new armor, which you can either buy or craft yourself. And I feel there's a certain level of pride when you craft your own things. And having that accessible within the game is great. And this is just the start of what I'm talking about, because there's the gameplay layer is just the first layer. Then you've got land and the economy system on top, which is a whole different layer, which gamers don't necessarily have to interact with, which is great. Because for me, you need to allow the gamers to be gamers and the investors to be investors. And we're going to talk about your investors in a minute, don't worry. But for your gamers, if you want to focus on like going on your combat and just leveling up your character straight away, then you can focus on that, attack monsters and slowly progress your way through the game, and then just use the market to get all your weapons. But if you want to play more all-rounded, which is like do a bit of professions, a little bit of combat, and slowly make your own stuff and be basically self-sufficient, that's great, because the game allows you to play your own way and your own style. And on top of that, if you don't want to be a gamer within Ember Sword but you love the project itself, you could be an investor by owning land and being a part of the economy within the game that the players use, which I think is great, because you don't want to force investors to have to play the game necessarily, but you also don't want the players to have to become investors to play the game. So for me, having 2 lanes for both players is absolutely amazing. For my 4th point, this is for all you Web3 and crypto guys. But the Ember token has literally just dropped, and it's currently under 2 mil market cap. That means it has so much growth when it comes to earning potential within the game. But make sure you do your own research. But the thing is, for me, I'm more focused on gameplay over tokens. But all I've ever heard is get low market cap coins with high potential. And for me, Ember Sword has such high potential, and the token being at 2 mil market cap really just comes down to accessibility, because you can only really get it off of 2 exchanges, and the main one being Uniswap. So when it's more accessible for people to get, no doubt this token is going to blossom so much, and it's a big part of its ecosystem as well. But one big difference to other Web3 games is it's not necessarily going to be a reward token, because gamers within the game are going to be earning cosmetics, more like big time. But when they sell or interact with the market, it's going to be using the Ember token, which gives it utility. So for me, just making the players use the Ember token without necessarily realizing it's crypto is a great idea, because you're not forcing players to learn crypto. You're just allowing them to play the game and allowing the crypto people to be the crypto people. But for me, a 2 mil market cap for a token when the game's not even fully out yet just shows the amount of growth the game can have. And if you compare it to other games that are already out and have heavy marketing, you can only wish on the potential that can come from the project. My last and final point to you guys is probably the biggest one, but Ember Sword is going to be super accessible to everybody. And I'm not just talking about paywalls and all that Web3 elements, but it's going to be on PC, it's going to be on mobile, it's going to be on tablets. So that means no matter what device you play on, you'll be able to play Ember Sword. And if you play on PC and you need to go on holiday and you're going to travel around, you have a chance to still play it on the go. And for me, that's amazing, because not everyone has a PC, not everyone has a tablet, but people getting access to a phone makes sense. People getting access to a PC makes sense. So having it accessible everywhere just allows a player to get accessibility no matter what device they play. And for me, every single game goes, oh, we're going to mobile soon, we're going to this soon. And for me, mobile is basically a needed layer in Web3, because PCs are great, but having a game on mobile is absolutely massive. Look at Pokemon Go and all these types of games. Look at Flappy Birds. All these games, yeah, that went massive and viral are mobile games. Obviously nowadays you've got Power World and Elden Ring, but the OG formula was mobile games, because everyone in the world, give or take, depends on situation, has a mobile. So everyone can play your game. And for me, this is the #1 point that every game needs to have. If you're not thinking about mobile, for me, you're limiting your game. And Ember Sword are literally hitting this point 10 out of 10, probably 12 out of 10. But in short guys, these are my 5 tips on the why you need to play Ember Sword. I can give you a million tips and make this video an hour long, but I know you guys wouldn't want to sit for an hour long video of me just rambling about a game. You want to play it yourself. So get ready for the 12th, because that's when everybody can play the game. But for now guys, we are signing off. But until next time, remember, be a shark in this world, not a whale. I'm going to see you guys next time.